Good morning. Retail demand in Elyson and Jordan Ranch, a strategic opportunity for investors and business owners. And if you want to understand where retail demand is going in West Houston, don't look downtown. Look west towards Elyson and Jordan Ranch. And these two master plan communities are quietly becoming some of the most important retail growth corridors in the Katy Fulshear market. And here's the bottom line. Retail follows rooftops, and rooftops are exploding in this corridor. So, why Elyson and Jordan Ranch are driving retail demand right now? Well, Elyson and Jordan Ranch sit along the Grand Parkway 99 and I 10 West corridor, and they're one of the fastest growing population zones in the Houston MSA right now. And some key drivers of that growth is rapid residential absorption, so houses, rooftops. And there's high income household demographics, but there's also limited existing retail supply. And the strong school district draw with Katy ISD, and there's continued land development pipeline in the area. And this is exactly the formula that national tenants look for before entering a market. So let's talk about population growth and how that translates into retail demand. And both communities are adding thousands of rooftops annually. And Elyson is one of the top selling master plan communities in Texas. And Jordan Ranch has explosive growth with strong builder presence and lifestyle amenities. So what does that mean? What does that translate into in real life? And for every 100 new homes, that's going to create demand for food and beverage services, medical services, but also fitness and wellness stores, and always going to be in need for childcare in these communities, but also professional services. And retail isn't speculative here, it's demand driven. So, what types of retail are winning in this corridor? And this is not traditional mall retail. And this demand is really hyper local, service oriented, and convenience driven. And some of the top performing categories right now are quick service restaurants, so QSR operations, but coffee and breakfast concepts, but also medical and dental offices, and boutique fitness studios like Pilates or CrossFit, etc. But also daycare and education centers and neighborhood retail centers that support the communities surrounding them. And this aligns with what we're seeing across Katy, Fulshear, and West Houston. And retail is becoming more lifestyle integrated and not destination based. So, why investors are targeting this area? Well, retail investors are really chasing three things right now, and that's population growth, but also income stability and tenant demand. And Elyson and Jordan Ranch check all three of those boxes. And some of the investment advantages are there's strong lease up velocity, and there's ability to attract national tenants, and there's long term appreciation potential in suburban markets. But also, there's lower vacancy risk as compared to older retail corridors. And additionally, early investors tend to benefit from below market land basis before full retail saturation occurs. So get in while you can. Let's talk about lease structure and tenant strategy. And retail in this corridor is typically structured with triple net leases, so NNN leases. Think 5 to 10 year primary terms, but often with annual rent escalations of 2 to 3%. And tenant improvement or TI allowances can depend on the use and whether it's a first generation or second generation space. And the landlords who understand tenant mix are the ones who win. And a strong center is going to include, and it needs to be a balance of, but anchor tenants, so grocery, fitness, or medical are usually the anchors. But there's also daily needs, so retail for coffee, for food, for services, but also complementary uses that drive repeat traffic within the units are preferential. And what most investors miss is that a lot of investors are waiting too long. They're looking for fully stabilized retail centers with national credit tenants already in place. But by then, the pricing is already adjusted. And the real opportunity here is in buying pad sites early in the process and developing small strip centers. And if you can secure pre-leases with local operators before the nationals arrive, that only helps drive your financial performance. So the big picture is there's a westward expansion of Houston going on right now. And Houston is definitely expanding west. And infrastructure is also following. So we've seen Grand Parkway expand, and the I-10 corridor improvements are helping traffic. And commercial land development is going along throughout the corridor, up and down I-10 through 1463, Texas Heritage Parkway. And retail demand in Elyson and Jordan Ranch is not just a trend, it's a long-term shift in population as well as capital. So the final takeaway for the day is that if you're a business owner looking for your next location, or an investor targeting high growth retail, or a developer evaluating land plays for potential retail sites, Elyson and Jordan Ranch should be on your radar now and not later. And that, my friends, is it for the day. Please visit my website to figure out how to get a hold of me. Love to have a conversation with you. HoustonRealEstateBrokerage.com. Have a good day.